Welcome back to another episode of Down Under Stormtrooper. The first two videos were dedicated to providing an introduction and background into myself, my membership of the 501st Legion, and the two Stormtrooper builds that I'm undergoing. I also provided a walkthrough of the 3D parts used for the Rogue One Stormtrooper that I sourced from Galactic Armory. And we also had a play at putting on some UV resin to some hand plates to see what the quality of the finish would be like. So let's get stuck into prepping and assembling the Stormtrooper helmet. So if you love watching time-lapse sanding, this video is going to be for you. Starting off using 80 grit sandpaper, I like cutting the sandpaper into smaller pieces as it helps to get into the little crevices, and there's going to be a lot of those on this helmet. I'm just trying to get any obvious high points off the print at this stage, removing any blemishes from the print like zits and boogers. I've already cleaned up most of the edges on the helmet parts, and you'll notice that this process will be taking off some of the shine off that PLA plastic, but that's fine, it'll come back later on in the process. One thing to note is you can see some of those alignment devices here that are in the 3D printing files, and they're going to help me guide the front and back of the helmet pieces together. I'm sanding these inside edges so that the glue is a rough surface to grab hold of. The bottom ridge of the back of the helmet had quite a few artifacts left over from the supports, so I'm taking these off with a metal file before jumping back to the sandpaper. Before we jump into the assembly, I'm going to do a general cleanup, vacuum up all of the dust before the glue starts coming out. I'm also giving the parts a good clean with isopropyl alcohol. I'm using a quickset arrow dye glue from Selleys. It worked fine for this project and provided a nice strong adhesion, but to be honest it's quite expensive, ranging from about $10 to $15 from Bunnings. While the tube is great at mixing the two parts of the epoxy, there's a fair bit of waste with this approach, and whatever is in the tube it sets on you within about that 5-minute time frame. The tube's excellent for accurate application, but it needs to be chucked after that original use, and the coverage of the glue won't really carry over to too many more parts. So with this in mind, I'm going to finish up using the rest of this glue, but I think I'll move towards using CA glue. It should last me a little longer and it's also quick setting even without the kicker spray. And it should be a little bit more budget friendly. I'm giving the parts a really good hug for a few minutes while the glue sets, applying some nice firm pressure. And I must say it's really exciting to start seeing these pieces come together. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Down Under Stormtrooper. In the next video, we're going to start applying the UV resin to the helmet parts. Until next time, may those costuming gods be with you.